Hey there, lovely one. Thank you for joining me today. If you are a healer, holistic practitioner who helps other people, or you're somebody who's on a self development, self growth track, and you're healing and transforming your own self, you're going to love today's topic. Today is all about intuition, increasing your intuition, becoming more sensitive so that you can advance or enhance your intuition is what today is all about. And so I'm going to share some information about intuition and then some practical practices that you can do or embody so that you are able to enhance your own intuition. First, I want to talk a little bit about a myth around intuition. And one of the myths around intuition is that you need to really focus a lot of time, effort, and energy in order to bring your intuition out. That's actually a myth. Another myth is that you need a lot of outside forces and sources like crystals and incense and lots of extraneous things in order to enhance your intuition. That's also false. Extra stuff is fine, props are great, and you have everything you need right here. It's all here. It's a matter of tapping into it and giving yourself permission and having willingness to just tweak a few things so that you can open that door, open that portal to the intuitive self that's already you. So all of that being said, we're going to work with where your natural intuition is already amped up. We have specific times in our day, in our cycles, where we are more naturally tuned in. And those times and spaces that we're more naturally tuned in are what are called liminal spaces. Spaces where we're not heavily focused on thinking, being, doing, or making stuff happen. In those spaces, your intuition and your intuitive knowings and your guidance speaks loudly. The problem is that you might not know how to stretch those times out so you can get the most out of them and really benefit from the intuitive hits that happen in those liminal spaces. So I'm going to give you a few times or a few examples of what I mean by liminal spaces, and I'm going to invite you to put a little more focus into them and to stretch those times out. Because those times, those spaces, those liminal spaces that you go into are times where a portal is opened for more information. One of the liminal spaces is the time between when you first start to wake and when you jump out of bed. When you first start to waken from your sleep, you're in an altered state. And that altered state, that liminal space that is an altered state, is juicy and rich and filled with information. It's almost like the veil has opened during that time, and you can tap in and receive information. But the first thing you need to do is pay attention to that time. So that's your first thing. When you wake up tomorrow, don't rush and jump out to get out of bed. Stretch that time out. Start paying attention to that liminal space. And you may only catch it for a second. Sometimes it takes a little while to stay in that space. Now, I've learned to program myself to be really aware of that space and consciously and intentionally get answers in that space. The first thing is to recognize that space and allow it to linger. Allow yourself to linger in that liminal space when you first get up in the morning. That's the first practice. Second practice for enhancing your intuition is to slow yourself down. You, we, us. This is a fast-paced world. Electronics, internet, screens, everything's happening faster than it used to. And it has its place. And within the busyness of all of it, it's really required that we intentionally slow down so that our intuition can reach us, so that the guidance that's available can come and allow us to engage in it. So slowing down. Slowing down does not mean you have to go into some meditative altered state for hours and hours each day. It means finding little moments where you can slow your breath down, slow your movements down, stretch out that time between doing something that you enjoy and grabbing your phone to look at it, right? We all do that. Slow things down. Slowing things down will help to stretch out time so that your intuition is actually able to come through and you can access it more. It's kind of like if somebody were trying to give you a message or talk to you and you were talking really fast and couldn't stop talking and you just kept going, you wouldn't be able to hear what they were saying. If you quiet down or slow down, then you can hear what they're saying. Your intuition is always there. It's not a matter of like making it work or not work. It's always there. It's a matter of opening up and clearing what's in the way of it so you can interface with it. And slowing down is going to help you to tap into your intuition. And please know that these are little, gentle, easy practices to do over time. There's no one pill you can take to all of a sudden increase your intuition. That wouldn't actually benefit you. If you were all of a sudden intuitive as all get out, like tomorrow, you wouldn't know what to do with it. So slow and steady, as always, wins the race. And it also lasts. When you do some of these practices on a regular basis, you start to step into a reality where your intuition is happening and on point all the time. And that's ideally what you want. So paying attention to the liminal spaces, and we're starting out with the liminal space of when you wake up in the morning. That's a great place to start. Slowing things down, slowing your breath down, placing your hands on your body, slowing your thoughts, slowing your speech, slowing your walking down. You may think like, what the heck is that going to do for my intuition? And I assure you that nothing happens in the spiritual realms that isn't a reflection or connected to the physical realms. And so when you make a change physically, it kicks off or kicks into the spiritual realms. So slow it down. Slow yourself down and allow space so that your intuition can talk. And it's not going to happen instantly. It's not going to be like, okay, I slowed down. Where's my intuition? Your nervous system needs a little bit of time to just chill and get with the program. So liminal spaces, slowing down, and two more things I have for you. One is asking for the sacred forces that are all around you and inside of you to help you. You can do that in many ways. You can do that by opening your palms and saying, thank you for guiding my intuition. Thank you for helping me to open my intuition. You can also light a candle that's specifically dedicated to opening your intuition, so that each time you light that candle, that flame takes your intention out into the universe, and the sacred forces can hear you and help you. Fourth idea for increasing your intuition is to recognize that sometimes the things we want are things we are not fully prepared to engage in. Your intuition is going to flow much more easily when your energy is softened. It's really challenging for your intuition to come through when you're blocking and you're protecting yourself and have a lot of hard edges, which we often do due to trauma and life circumstance. So the invitation here is for you to soften your edges. And you can soften your edges by going into your heart and softening your heart. And you can soften your edges by taking a breath in, being aware of your energetic edges, and gently bringing them in toward you and allowing them to soften. And just as I say that, you might think about your edges, you might feel into your edges, you might see or experience your edges. Or you might not. You might be like, what the heck is she saying? It's okay. Most people, when I first start talking about edges, are a little confused, and then it sinks in. The edges of your energy field. When you soften them, and you can soften them, they're your edges, will help you to receive more and be more in a flow with both your heart and your intuition. So that's my share for today. To increase your intuition, recognize it's already there, that we are opening and peeling away what is between you and your intuition. And to do that, you can pay attention to the liminal spaces, stretch out that time in the morning so that you spend more time in it. Slow everything down, little at a time. As you notice it a couple times a day, slow your speech, slow your breath, slow your movements. Ask for the sacred forces to guide you and light a candle that's dedicated to your intuition, and then soften your edges. All right, that's what's happening for today, folks. I'm so excited to hear what you're going to try. Go ahead and leave a comment, let me know. And if you like this video, share it with somebody. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.